Friends, enemies, and those who remain undecided, welcome back to this Jack. I actually forgot to do any special styling, but I do like how my hair looks today. Oh, hi. How are you? I hope you are doing okay. This is something I wanted to start, where I do what I'm going to be calling a pre-stream setup, and the best way to describe it is this is where I'm going to talk about where my premiere part is. I'm going to talk about politics, so you all can always come back to these videos or politics, whatever comes to my mind, whatever I want to talk about, and then you guys can always come back and watch this later, and not watch the whole stream, or vice versa. If you don't care about this part and you just want to see me play the game I'm chosen for that day, and whatever. That was my idea behind this. And not to mention, it kind of gives like a warm up period for people to see I'm streaming, because how this works out is once this one ends, it should immediately kick you over to the next one. You guys watching on that side. Um, it has been inconsistent because I believe there's a setting. It's a setting in YouTube that allows it to happen. I think it's called allow redirect. I really wish, and the reason I have to do this is purely because of the way YouTube streams work. For those who don't know, you basically create a video that has no video. You create all the settings around it, the title, the description, everything, and thumbnail, which is a big deal. Where and In theory, what you could do is go in and keep editing the thumbnail and title each time you change to a different part of your stream. You, in theory, could do that. The reason I don't want to do it that way is segmentation, for lack of a better description. Oh, and in case y'all had noticed, I did create a playlist. I have a subscription to an asset website. I forget its name right now. I think it's called Motion Array. I'm not sponsored, so I don't care. Still need a haircut. I have to wait until about halfway through the month. Anyway, um, and one of the assets you can purchase to gain access. Well, your subscription covers it. Your subscription covers images, music, sound effects, and like Premiere Pro stuff, and it's worth it. Worth the investment. So when I'm like editing videos, I can have a collection of DMCA free music and sound effects. Now, mind you, a lot of times I try to use like the public domain stuff anyway, like uh, meme stuff, for lack of a better description. I don't like how low my voice is, even though like the microphone's like right in front of me. There we go. Is that better? Hang on, let's point it a little bit more towards my face. Okay, there we go. That seems a lot better. I don't like it, but it seems to be a lot better. And in case y'all had noticed, yeah, we're playing. We're gonna be playing Night Rain. That stream's already set up, so you guys can see it. All right. So I did have one or two things I wanted to talk about. Let me actually bring it up properly. I was doing a segment for a while where I'd make separate videos for this, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and just talk about it this way. Uh, Not gonna let me. Oh wait, open link is two different segments. Oh, I only saved one. Where did I save both? Oh, all right. I only saved one of them. All right. Do this. I want to talk about this. All right. So this is just like a harmless little comic. It doesn't seem like it's a big deal. Quick, adorable boyfriend girlfriend thing where he like gives her a little piece of bologna and offers it to her, and she's like, oh, "Okay, nom nom nom." And apparently, he had a pill inside it. A lot of people are suspecting it's supposed to be like birth control or something like that, which birth control does not look like that kind of pill. It really doesn't. And it's also not stored in that kind of container. Not normally. Normally, it's like a little round disc with like, and then they look like Skittles. Um, Mind you, I haven't used birth control, so like there might be exceptions to it. So every time I've seen it, it's that way. So what the fuck he gave her is no clue, and it's not like he shouldn't have realized that she would know. So what was like the follow up to this? What did he give her? I really don't like this. Yes, it's a cute comic. I don't mean to attack the artist, which is actually not even on the pic. Oh, it's down there at the bottom. My taskbar is hiding it. Taskbar should auto hide itself. Let's see here. Taskbar behaviors automatically hide type. There we go. Anyway, um, but yeah, down there at the bottom, it's like, and it's cut off. So like the Facebook page I stole this from, they straight up were being dicks. Hadaro or something like that. Like, I get the cutesiness of it. I'm sure they had a message that was attached to the Twitter post because I'm assuming they shared it on Twitter. It's always shared on Twitter. Hell, it might be on Blue Sky. I need to spend more time because I scroll through Twitter a lot. Usually like supporting some of the content creators I support, and not gonna lie, to get inspiration because I do follow a decent amount of bodybuilder types. What do you think though? If you're watching the video, you can give me your live comment. If you're here, you can give me your live comment. If you, yeah, not what I meant to pull up. Not what I meant to pull up. Um, right now I'm going through one of my Reddit forums. I forgot to actually save the individual picture I wanted. Um, and it's a form that has a lot of muscular women in it. I'm gonna make sure I mute it so you guys don't get hit by sound randomly. I'm just scrolling rapidly, and they do show some videos of women lifting and stuff. There was one that I saw me that kind of like um it kind of like, there's a part of me that wants to lift, and I probably could never get down to the body fat percentage for it, but to actually get to like a masculine version of it. Is she? I just do it through Twitter. I'm pretty sure it'll pop right back up if I go through Twitter. Did I save her name? I did. Go through media. In the picture, I can almost guarantee you she's in a cutting phase, so she is a lot more cut. This is not. Oh, wait a minute! I sent it to somebody. Forgot. I sent it to my siblings or my just my older sibling. Oh, happy Pride Month, everybody! Must have been my little sister I sent it to. I know I sent it to. Oh, here it is. This is exactly it. I'm not going to be able to pronounce her name, so don't ask. Oh, I didn't mean to close Discord. Need to open it back up. There we go. All right. Forward. All right. Yeah, her face is a little cut off, but to be built like that, there's a part of me that's starting to want that. Like I honestly haven't been training lately almost at all, and I feel bad. Like I haven't gone for my walks and I haven't really lifted, so I feel really bad. But there's a part of me that like is part of me that would love to have like arms built like that. Now, mind you, because I will never be able to get down to that fat percentage because she's probably like 12. Going below 10 is not likely. When you see somebody on stage performing, usually they're like 8, but they can only hold that for like a week. So, not to mention they're completely dehydrated. This is she's on something. She's probably on steroids or some other performance enhancing drugs. So, could I ever get to that? Probably not. Even on the cutting side, because I don't eat right for it. So, what do you think? What do you think of and women who do that? All right, I've started a new book series I've been reading. Unfortunately, I caught up with it. There's like the first two. I should really like keep. I need to update my book recommendation list. Anyway, um, because I read these things too fast. Anyway, the Countess is a coward no more. The reincarnated witch just wants a break. So the girl with the green hair, she she was a countess in her current life, and she was abused. Her parent, because she has mana, which mana by the religion that's going on, you are basically scum, you are a devil, and all that stuff. So she was abused by her whole family. If she had anything that made her happy, it was either destroyed, taken, or and she was straight up physically abused, like they hit her. There is a noble family that is a marquis, which is below duke, if I remember correctly, so it's pretty high ranking. However, the rank is irrelevant because they are the only mage family, and their family has like a lot of weird rules. Everyone in the family has to be a magic, have mana. They don't have to be a magic user, but just have to have mana. And the successor of the house has nothing to do with your birth, but how skilled you are with magic. So because of the family rules, he buys her. The family straight up sells her, and so he ends up she ends up married to the guy with the red cape. And like for the first like I think it was like 3 months, like she was afraid of him, like straight afraid of him. She's afraid of her own family. She's afraid of everyone. Like she couldn't look him in the eyes, and if he made too much noise around her, she would just book it. She wouldn't hold his hand. She was afraid of him, and like her societal debut as his wife, she basically just ran from him and hid in the garden. So he's like, all right, whatever. You just want to be left alone. He had no intention of like having a kid with her or an intimate relationship. He just, for social reasons, was required to have a kid or have a wife. So about and then the maids and the butler, everybody just pretty much kept her locked up in her room, and some of them even beat her, straight up just beat her because they're like, "You may be a countess now." Oh yeah, it's count. Actually, yeah, he's a count, not a in the title. Anyway, you may be a count now, but you were just a lowly baron originally. That was her parents, and a lot of the maids and stuff, especially in a lot of noble cultures, are like the second, third, fourth kid, a daughter of a noble family. So most of them outranked her by default, and her family was also not liked because they were just like they're recently acquired nobles, means they like so they're only like a couple generations in, and they were just like not good people. Like they were scum. They don't know how to spend their money, and they presented themselves as what's called a nuave rich, which means um, people nobles who don't come from like an aristocratic relationship, like they've been around for a while, so they have like no traditions, no heirlooms, and they're everything they buy is gaudy. It to the like this is gonna sound political. I don't mean it's political. Think Donald Trump and like how he puts gold on everything. That's actually what it is. Rich people like gold, therefore I must replace everything with gold. Because remember, this guy bankrupted an airline because he outfitted his plane with heavy wood and gold, which raised the expenses of flying a plane. And then the plane was like a 1 hour flight anyway. Like I think it went from like Georgia or whatever south to north, and it was meant for like semi-rich people who fly back and forth constantly. But like you're only there for an hour, so most of them don't even care. It's like, okay, just make sure when I'm seated I'm comfortable. But he was trying to like do like super fancy flights, and the people who would appreciate that usually have their own private jet anyway. So I was like, what the fuck are you doing? It was just a bad idea. Anyway, so anyway, after like 3 months of being abused, one of the maids actually knocks her on her ass, and she bashes her head into the side of a bookcase, and she gets her memories back of her previous life. And she was like 500 years ago was one of the most powerful magic users. In fact, she's still worshipped, even with magic being hated, as one of the most respected people of all existence. And so magic by this point has degraded over the last 500 years to the point that most casters, with the exceptions of the ones who work for the church, which is a contradiction to their beliefs, um, can basically go fireball, lightning bolt. That's all they can do. Like just dead basic spells. And most of them only mastered one spell. And then the rest of their training usually came from like ways to give them a chance to use it. But she can be like, okay, here's a curse where every time you lie, your hair grows. Here's a curse where you have horrible body odor, and it keeps getting worse, and it spreads to everybody you come in contact with. Like she can do shit like that. And her husband starts like really falling in love with her, and like, no, you're gonna teach me magic. I want to learn. He doesn't know who she was in her previous life, but he finds out that she was born 500 years ago and was a really powerful magic user. But he doesn't know that it's the he's obsessed with Aurora, which is her previous name. He's obsessed with her. Like he has like a fan room dedicated to her. He doesn't find out until like much later on that that's who she was, but he kind of suspects something's up because of the level of magic she's capable of. Now, mind you, because of her abuse growing up, her body's like really degraded. So she's like, even casting a couple times magic like of significant power, she'll pass out because her body just doesn't have the fortitude. So like there is a part of it that where she's training up her body. I told you a lot of the plot points, but it's pretty good. I still recommend reading it. I was not a fan of this book. I like this series. There's two books to it, but there's also an anime you can watch, which is covering mostly the first book. This one's good. I only read the first one. I have no intention of reading the second one, just because like I think the majority of the main story is told in the first one, so they're just kind of stretching it out to a second one. This one's not bad. I haven't read the recent one that dropped. There's a bit of a brocon to it, and I don't like that brocon syscon, but it's still good. Um, I think I've read this one. Yeah, I have. Um, oh yeah, there's two parts. The third one hasn't come out yet, but there is a light novel that's completely out. It's not bad. I actually like this one. Actually, I was a bit inspired for one of my characters for one of my books. I do recommend it, but it isn't finished yet, so I would highly recommend you wait until the third one drops. That's just my talk on like mangas and light novels I've been reading. I should probably just do it for my Kindle list. No, that's a bad idea. I got a couple books I shouldn't have. So I'll tell you all this story. I'm waiting for Gothic to be ready to show up. That's why I don't keep my taskbar hidden, so I can keep an eye on Discord. That's right. That's why I always did that. Anyway, um, so oh, well, let me move it. Um, so in my previous life, and what I'm talking about when I say that is, um, oh, that's interesting. They've got more features than I thought. I don't need that up. All right, cool. All right. Sorry, the previous edition of Windows would allow me to take the top one and bring it to the top of the screen. So basically, you'd have one that pops up from here, one that pops up from here. Anyway, my previous life when I was in the Navy, I did I was trying to fix my life, but I pretty much almost fell down like the incel route. I'm not gonna lie, I think I've talked about this before, but basically, like every flag of somebody being an incel or becoming an incel, I went down. I'm not joking. I highly respected Elon Musk, which is funny. I probably would have fallen into crypto if it was a thing back then. I did buy Doge before it blew up, so I actually made a couple bucks off that. Not too much. Like, hey, trickster. Um, I did do read into pickup artist stuff. I even wore a fedora for a little bit, like very little bit, like for a week. And then I was like, I don't like this. I hate wearing hats. I actually don't like wearing hats because of mostly how big my head is and my hair. But I do like wearing suits. I don't wear them lately because I want to get a good one, and so I'm waiting until my shape stabilizes. Um, so I want to get a good tailored one. I like three-piece suits. As for Spider-Man 2, I really feel like it's simplified compared to Spider-Man 1, mostly because they had to split the gameplay between Miles Morales and Spider-Man or Peter Parker. And I think Venom's in there. I can't remember. Anyway, so I have a lot of books like that just randomly tucked in there. Um, and sometimes like they'll pop up in my Kindle list, like, "Hey, do you want to finish reading this?" That part of my life. But you can see, even in the Navy, there was a part of me that was trying to fix myself, trying to make myself better. Ultimately, my big problem is I'm just not social. I don't go out. Go out. Sandman is always an interesting story. Um, some versions, some incarnates of him based on the writing, he's a true villain. It's similar to like Mr. Freeze in Batman. Mr. Freeze is like a very sympathetic villain, but under normal circumstances. But sometimes they rewrite him to be this complete sociopath. Hey, Dad, have a good day at work. So, yeah, the way they did Tobey Maguire Sandman was a really good job of it. It's just it's unfortunate that the movie sucked. Like they tried to cram too much into one story. Like Eddie Brock being Venom was like relegated to like the last 10 minutes of the movie. Um, they should have made what's his face turn into Hobgoblin. Although technically his son didn't turn into Hobgoblin, somebody else did. They found everything and then created Hobgoblin. But yeah, I don't think they even gave him the super soldier serum. Which if they ever like they didn't introduce like yeah that's right they didn't do that story with they haven't even introduced the Goblin for Tom Holland or yeah Tom Holland. Is Toby his real name now that I'm thinking of it? Because that doesn't sound like somebody's like name that a parent would give their kid. Mind you, we have people like what the Muskrat. What's his birth? Tobias Vincent McGuire. That's his name. That's actually a cool name. I like it. You can see they're like the pictures they've got up. You can see like the three separate stages of like how he's looked, and it's funny to me. Like, and not in a bad way. Like, here's him when he was stupidly young. Here's the middle ground, and here's him currently. And you can see like, he's got it. Oh no, his hair's receding a bit, but it's on the sides. And nothing against him. Like he's aging. He's aging gracefully. Like I don't even know how old. He's 49. He's fucking 49. I feel so fucking old right now. Mind you, like my birthday's coming up, so it's even worse. No, Batman Origins is a good game. I did like it. There's some things I don't like about how they did the story, and they did a good way of like explaining. Like they had more Bane in it than some of the previous ones, and they made a good reason why some of the story overlaps the way it does. So they did a good job with it. I do like it. It does give you a good feeling of like early Batman before he's identified himself, and like early Riddler. They found a way to have Riddler in it while at the same time not being the Riddler that we know. We're supposed to be getting a fourth game though. For those who don't know, I hate they did this. Suicide Squad kills the Justice League. Everyone except for Wonder Woman was a duplicate. So the originals are still alive. I really never played GTA 5. I've never played GTA 4. Like the last one I played was San Andreas. And it's just because like at the time it came out, I was completely burnt out on open world games. And I still have trouble with open world games because I want to do everything. I want to do every mission. But the reason why like Elden Ring and games like that do so good. But I did like the Suicide Squad game. Like you saw my stream of it. I just barely touched it because I didn't have anyone to play it with. But I did enjoy it. I also need to see Venom 2 and 3 because I like Venom. Venom's one of my favorite Spider-Man characters. I should really like not have actually for these because these are meant to be short segments. I might turn off ads for these short segments because it's meant to be a conversation. Hell, I could make it technically members only. That could actually make it worth it. Mind you, like I really don't think anyone's gonna care. This is just me bullshitting. Mind you, I'm in an awkward headspace right now where like I kind of acknowledge that I don't mean this to attack myself. I'm coming from a place of logic. Yeah, I feel like but it doesn't mean I'm going to stop because too much of a part of my life I can't stop. That I'll never be a real content creator. That I won't be large enough that I could even make money off this. Like I occasionally get $100 here and there from the ad revenue, but I'll never be large enough that I worth it. Yeah, the temple flip is weird. I like it. Like, I haven't played God of War 3 in so long. If you ever get bored, look up the original design of Kratos. I think they ended up using it for his brother. All right. I'm still waiting on Gothic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and flip over to the game anyway. I'm going to go ahead and I also need to get in the Discord chat anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and flip over to the game. If you haven't oh, I do got to show this. Just cuz I really love this story premise. So for those who don't know, the general Doom community has accepted that um Daisy from Animal Crossing and Doomslayer are husband and wife. Because you got to remember, what sent him on his original rampage was the death of his bunny named Daisy, and those two Doom 2016 dropped at the same time, or was it Doom Eternal? So it made the jokes that the two are either best friends or they're married. So in my mind, this is their kid. Mirko from My Hero Academia is their kid, and I fully accept this. I 100% accept this. And the artist is Kaida Keku, whatever it is, right there, bottom left. In the name of John Wick dog was Daisy. Yeah. So if a pet named Daisy gets killed, that person is obligated to go on a rampage. Anyway, I'm going to flip to the other stream. For those who don't know, if you look on my channel, you should automatically redirect, so it shouldn't be an issue. But if you don't have the settings right, it won't. This stream's going to end, and you should immediately kicked over to my Night Range stream. I might turn these into a members only, no ads stream, this part. And then, yeah. So going forward, I think that's what I'm going to do. I hope y'all enjoy the idea. So anyway, see you on the other stream.